Sundays with Steve, and we're going to be playing through Good Advice on Ludicrous. So, this level's actually not that difficult. There's a couple of tricky parts. It is broken up into kind of three segments. The first segment is going to be on Mount Olympus. The second segment is going to be in the Underworld, shortest and easiest of the three segments. And then the third segment is going to be besieging Atlantis. This is one of the few episodes where we get to play as the bad guys, so to speak. Hades isn't really the bad guy in the campaign, but he is the odd man out. And this is our one level where we get to play as Hades. I always kind of loved it. It was a nice kind of left turn. You know, it wasn't. It was kind of like, if any of you ever watched The X-Files, it was kind of like a good Monster of the Week segment. You know, it didn't really have too much to do with the main story per se. It was just kind of a nice little aside. It's just a dream sequence to warn Arkantos of what's going to happen if he doesn't end up fighting to stop Arkantos. Go ahead and drop a save when you get the chance. I like to save right after the cutscene so I don't have to rewatch the cutscene and try and skip it. It just loads in faster for me. This part is a little bit finicky, so we're going to come up against two Cyclopses here, okay? And the thing is, you want to make sure that you kill the Cyclopses, wait to regenerate, and then pick up the relic. So, just go ahead and drop a save. Okay. Again, save early and often. This part is really annoying, so just save as often as you need to. And just like that, we've taken out the Cyclopses, so go ahead and give Arkantos some time to heal. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out for you. Sorry for the hard cut, but at any rate, so once you drop the relic in the temple, you're going to start having to deal with Cyclopses, and that's very annoying. I like to position Arkantos on the leftmost side. I find that I have the most success most of the time when moving from the left-hand side. Now, I did have to redo this portion multiple times in my playtest. It's just finicky. You can do it 10 different times and get 10 different outcomes, but the idea is you want to protect these lightning statues as long as you can. Target the softer Cyclopses first. If you see a statue that's only got like 2 or 3 Cyclopses on it and one of the Cyclopses is very high health, bolt that Cyclops. Save your bolt for that. Wait for Arkantos to heal. We're going to get more heroes here, and we're going to have to go and attack these Chimera. So they're pretty easy. We've got enough heroes at this point. Cutscene. After this cutscene, we're going to be in the Underworld. Underworld's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's the easiest of the 3 segments, and this segment really wasn't that hard. It's just tedious because you have to manage Arkantos just right, and the Cyclopses have to take just the right amount of lightning damage, so it can be kind of annoying. But I like to come from the left side of the temple, as close to the Statue of Lightning as you can get, drop off the relic, go take care of a couple of Cyclopses, and again, bolt a high health Cyclops if you can manage. Ideally, one of only a couple attacking a statue. The longer a statue stays alive, the more damage it does. This next portion is pretty easy. We're going to get a lot of siege. Our goal is to leave the Underworld. There's a big rock wall stopping us, and a few myth units. They're pretty easy to deal with. I was pretty sloppy in the playthrough. Oh, hello, kitten. I was pretty sloppy in the playthrough, and it really did not make a difference at all. Go ahead and drop a save just because it's annoying having to restart. Again, I recommend doing it early and often. There's nothing wrong with it. It just saves you a little bit of time. The way I like to group my armies in this particular battle, I like to get melee units in one army, ranged units in another, and siege in the third. And then we're not going to bother grouping up the shades because they're going to be gone before too long. Try and keep your troops back because they do pull aggro. Don't worry too much if your units take damage. The priests can heal them. Just try not to get any units killed before you have to. I would recommend using the shades. So the shades are going to instantly kill a myth unit. You want to target the toughest of myth units. So I recommend the 2 Horus Avengers because they do a lot of splash damage. I would also recommend the Hydras. They hit hard and they can gain multiple heads, causing them to do even more damage. And then the Chimera. The Chimera aren't that tanky, so your heroes should be able to make quick work of them. Go ahead. So Theris, you cannot target him with your shades. Go ahead and let your heroes soak up his attacks and let your spearmen take him down from there. Then we're going to push forward. Let your heroes take the attacks. They should be able to kill the Chimera pretty quickly. This part's always annoying, getting everybody to attack in the right way. Go ahead and drop flaming weapons. You might as well. All attacks are going to have flame damage. I think, yeah, it even applies to the catapult, so you're going to do a lot more damage. You do get hit from behind with myth units like this. I wasn't able to get my units positioned in time. That's alright. Don't worry about it. Your heroes will be able to take down those myth units pretty well. and you'll get more siege engines. So you should be all right. It's not the only time it's going to happen. There's going to be a second one here in a second. Try and get Arkantos on the rock wall, because he does a rallying cry that causes your units to do more damage. Try and keep your catapults alive. Don't worry about this attack. It may seem like, oh my gosh, seriously, they're going to wipe out everything, but you get this lightning storm, so it's going to clean up most of it for you. And this should be the last attack the myth units make. Should be pretty quick work from here. This is going to be segment 2. Again, pretty easy. We're going to go through a loading screen because technically it has to load in a new map, and then we're going to be besieging Atlantis. Now, there's kind of a way to cheese it if you do it right. There's 2 ways you can do it. Cat? He's messing around with the bag. So one way that you can do it, you can just stay on your starter island, put out some fishing ships, some kind of siege ships and arrow ships to protect your fishing ships, trade all the units you need to, and then just slowly build up from there. I think that's probably the most annoying way to do it. It's honestly easier to do it the normal way. The other way is that you can take your ships up through the bay. There is a kind of a natural bay. Soak up some of the damage with your arrow ships, drop off your villagers to the right of the bay, up the hill, build a fortress, and ferry over. There's kind of like a waterfall. Behind the waterfall, there's a river. You ferry over some siege engines, some catapults, and they can rain down on the Wonder and destroy it and win the game for you. It's very easy to do, but I'm not going to do it because I have to do things the right way. There's only one level where I'd feel justified in cheesing it, and it's because they give me a relic to do it, and it's not even in this campaign, it's in the Titans campaign. I'll go through it when it's time. It's Odin's Tower, so we're not there yet. We're a ways away from that, but in Odin's Tower you have to replace 3 temples with your own temples, and the easiest way to do it is just to get that relic and fly your Pegasus around and deconstruct the towers. I don't remember turning on a narrator for anything, but okay. Thank you, Microsoft. Jeez. Go ahead and grab the relics on this island. There's 2 of them, one off to the left on the beach, one way towards the back in those kind of ruined temples. I like to throw my myth units in one boat, my heroes in another boat, and my villagers in a third. They come loaded that way. I don't need to decommission them. I just kind of I don't remember what I had to work with, so... see here. It's kind of annoying. I don't know why this beach has a problem, but for whatever reason, units don't want to load onto boats very well, so you may have to reposition boats a couple of times to get everybody on the one you want. Come on. What, kitten? You have to ignore her. She's a sweet kitty, but she can be a little mouthy. Okay, so what you're going to do here, we're going to get a Kraken to help us, which is good because there are a lot of boats. Let your arrow ships soak up the damage. Run your transport ships immediately to the other shore. I'm actually going to run 2 out of 3 to this shore, and then the villager ship I'm going to move all the way over to the left over here. Drop them on the back shore. The reason is I want them closer to the back. There's a bunch of food over here that they can start gathering whenever they're ready. And I can also build a temple. I want the temple farther back so that it doesn't get targeted in any upcoming attacks. Because I cannot have... I want my villagers worshipping at the table to be kind of cushioned from whatever attack. One thing you cannot have is you cannot have your enemy constantly halting your resource production. So go ahead and slow down time as needed. Try and keep your Hydras alive. They are going to be they're going to be your powerhouses for this first couple attacks. If you can survive maybe the 3rd attack, you're going to be fine. What we're going to do is we're going to start training Nemean Lions. So their Roar of Orthos ability is going to stun enemy units, and then while they're stun locked, we'll be able to pick them off. You just have to make it through the first couple attacks, which is doable. It might require a little bit more micromanagement, but that's okay. So far, nobody's really targeted the town center, which is good. So hold your curse, by the way, too. It might be tempting. I've certainly been tempted to just drop curse immediately. Don't do it. Hold it. I would hold it for the 2nd attack because they usually come in with bronze around the 2nd or 3rd attack. Wait till they drop bronze, then drop curse. It will make your life a little bit easier. And then just start mass producing Nemean Lions as much as you can. You're going to want to focus predominantly on gathering favor and gold first and foremost. You've got enough wood to keep training villagers for a while. Or sorry, food. You got enough food to keep training villagers for a while. So start on that. Let's see here. Also, don't move too far forward. They have a ton of statues of lightning throughout this map. all right? And you can get caught with your pants down if you're not careful. So you want to hold back and just avoid those statues until you're ready. The easiest way to deal with them is with catapults, but we don't have any catapults right now, so just stay in this general area because there's a statue just north, 2 statues just north of you, and then one immediately off to the right, and then a couple more past their walls off to the right. It's not worth trying to aggravate the statues. Just let your enemy come to you. I'll probably have to kill that bear. It's annoying. Let's grab this relic as well, please. Any little bit of favor trickle you can get is good, because we're going to be leaning very heavily into myth units in this level. You'll find sometimes that you kind of, like, a certain level, just because of how it's laid out, forces you to play in a certain way. And this is one of those where we have to lean very heavily into myth units. You don't always have to do that. This is one where you do. So make sure you're training into those Nemean lions. I would say at a certain point, you should transition into Cyclopses. The time when you need to do that, honestly, is when you deplete 2 of the 3 gold mines in the area. The 3rd gold mine is so far forward that it takes a lot to protect your units while they're gathering from it. It's just not worth it. So I don't even bother mining from it. So once you've depleted the first 2 gold mines, and there is bronze. So let me get this walled off real quick. Get everybody focused on the right targets, and we'll curse. Just like that. Anyway, when you get rid of those last 2 gold mines, that's the perfect situation to go ahead and just transition to Cyclopses. But we're not there yet. We don't have the food production yet. We don't have the favor production yet. So we're just going to keep trading the Nemean lions as we go. They are reasonably tanky and they stun lock enemies, so we should be in good shape for a while. I should mention, I saw this recently, kind of on a total tangent. They are going to be releasing the Aztecs as playable factions at some point. So it's supposed to be some point in April. I think it's supposed to be the 21st of April. So that's not that far away. It's the 12th right now? It's 9 days. So 9 days from now, we should get the Aztecs, which means that in like 14 days, I will be showcasing the Aztecs because I just don't have time to release more videos any sooner than that, but we'll be looking through them. I'm optimistic. I'm a little bit less optimistic now that I've seen Demeter. I think you all can understand why. By the way, I should explain what I'm doing. I'm training some Pegasi, so one of the advantages you have, and this is maybe the only advantage you have in this game, is that when you destroy enemy buildings, they don't rebuild them in the campaign. So that means that they won't train units from those buildings. So I'm going to try and fly the Pegasi in and drop Earthquake on a temple, and maybe like a barracks and stables. If I can manage to take them down, that would be great. Well, anyway, so I'm a little bit nervous about the Aztecs because Demeter. I did not care for a lot of the things for Demeter. I think supposedly Demeter is supposed to get a new special unit, but it's supposed to be another archer. And I'm just wondering why on God's green earth do we have 2 Greek gods that focus on archery? Demeter was clearly supposed to be the economy goddess, and she ended up turning into like defense archery, which is it's objectively worse. Her archers are objectively worse than Hades archers. Okay, there's the lightning statue. Be careful of that. So there's just no reason. There's just no reason why. If I wanted good archers, I would play Hades. There's not really a lot of reason for me to play Demeter unless I random and happen to play her. It's just not worth it. They should have made her more economy focused, and they didn't, and that bothers me. So I'm a little bit nervous about the Aztecs for that reason, because Demeter should have been a shoo-in, and they managed to kind of royally screw that one up. But so far, so good. So glad that they shot down my Pegasus. So far, it seems to be good. I've seen some of the preliminary pictures of some of the buildings, some of the units. It looks good. The only thing that really gives me any concern is at some point we're going to get a 4th Aztec god. They've been on this track with all the other pantheons. I mean, I say all the other. We've only gotten 2, but I think their plan is to do it for all of them. And the problem is that they've got 3 gods so far. So they've got Quetzalcoatl. He's kind of like the king of the gods. He's kind of like a sort of a sun god, sort of a fertility god, mainly a sun. Well, no, he's not really a fertility god. He's just kind of the king of the gods, sort of a sun god. And then you have. So yeah, we just want to take down these buildings right here. I'm going to go ahead and probably make a hard cut here in a second. Just fast forward through some boring stuff, so don't mind me. Believe me, I'm just saving you some time. Nothing interesting happens, it's just wave after wave of attack. I build up a few things, but as long as you've got your Nemean lions, you can take all the time in the world you need. Just don't get too overextended or the lightning statues will take them out. Anyway, so you got Quetzalcoatl, King of the Gods. You got Huitzilopochtli, who is the war god and god of the sun. And he kind of replaces Quetzalcoatl in the mythological story, kind of like ousts him, sort of. And then you have Tezcatlipoca, who is god of the underworld. Was it Huitzilopochtli or Tezcatlipoca that replaced Quetzalcoatl? I think it was Huitzilopochtli. It might have been Tezcatlipoca. The point is, so those three gods make sense. Those are the three big gods of Aztec mythology, if you had to pick three. So I have no problem with that. The problem I have is the fourth god is supposed to be Tlaloc. I don't know how they could go with anyone else. There isn't really a strong contender. It's probably Xbox going, ooh, well, we need to have a female goddess in here somewhere. We can't have them all be men, even though you kind of did that with the Norse and it's fine and nobody cares. But that's probably what it is they go, oh, well, we have to have a woman in there somewhere. You don't. All right, just pick Tlaloc. It makes more sense. But they won't do that because they've already selected him as a minor god. Ooh. Yeah, don't get overextended. That was a mistake. Okay, that was unfortunate. Well, anyway, so they've already picked him as minor god, so I don't know what the heck they're supposed to do now. I don't know who they're going to go with, is the problem. And part of it, too, is we only have so much Aztec mythology. The Spanish burned a lot, and a lot was just lost for other reasons, so, you know, we're kind of limited in what we're working with anyways, but objectively, from what we have, they kind of made the wrong choice. Still, everything else looks great. They seem to be steering into the curve with some of the Aztec things. Oh, that's bad too. I guess they broke through a wall. That's fun. Okay, let's hit the bell. I'll bring my army back, deal with these guys. Let's use the Sentinels. I love the Sentinels. Anyway, they seem to be kind of steering into the curve with... I'm not concerned, can you tell? I'm just... can't even focus on the impending attack, or on the current attack. So, like, for example, the Aztecs didn't have horses, but this is a strategy game, which means there has to be some cavalry unit, right? So, and they know that, and so they're like, okay, well, let's do Jaguar Rider. Okay, let me deal with these guys real quick too. This is annoying. So they're going to do Jaguar Riders, and when I first saw that, I thought, okay, are you doing like a Jaguar warrior on horseback? That doesn't make a ton of sense, but all right, whatever. No, they ride Jaguars, so. Props there. Also, from what I can tell, they don't have a ton of units listed. They listed one unit where I thought, oh, that doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of purpose. I think it's their caravan unit. So that's the other thing. The Aztecs don't really have... They did not have a work animal. The Inca used llamas, and most of the world used, like, cows or horses. Like oxen and horses. Come on, where's the hotkey? There it is. The Aztecs didn't have those. So they use people, and I think there's a very real chance that we say slave caravans, which would be not very politically correct. So I could understand why a company would go, you cannot make a slave caravan in this game, we won't allow it. However, the Aztecs did it, and it seems like they're also kind of leaning into that too, so the real proof of the pudding will be in the tasting, to see how lore accurate they are to Aztec mythology and Aztec culture, and I think probably the best way we'll know is how they generate favor. If they don't generate favor by killing units, then they're a joke. They're just a joke. And it cannot be, oh, well, we killed enemy units because we got favor. First, because the Norse already do that, and that's a hack. But second, because the Aztecs didn't. Like, they didn't go out of their way to kill enemy units. They went out of their way to capture and then sacrifice enemy units, and you were viewed as a sloppy warrior if you actually killed a unit. If you killed someone in combat, I don't know why I was saying the Aztecs kill enemy units. They weren't killing enemy units, they were killing enemy people. But that's... I'm talking about a strategy game. Point is, they viewed you as an inelegant warrior if you couldn't capture the enemy first. So it would be kind of a cop-out if they try and generate favor in some other way. I don't think they will, though. I think they're going to go for human sacrifice, which is dark, definitely not politically correct, but I respect the hell out of it if that's what they do, and I hope they do it. It's not that I'm endorsing human sacrifice, but what I'm saying is I am endorsing honesty. This is how the Aztecs were. So, man, I gotta say, the Nemean Lions are really, really useful in this level. I never use them. I mean, like, never. And it's because I usually pick my minor god based around who my major god is and what benefits me the most per that major god. So, for example, if I'm an economy god, I try to focus on economy minor gods. If I'm a cavalry god, I try to focus on cavalry minor gods. And the thing is, Hades is an archery god, and Aphrodite is an economy goddess. So, okay, so those are gone. Those shouldn't train anything for a while. Let's go ahead and pull back. So, anyway, Hades is an archery goddess. Aphrodite is an economy goddess. Poseidon is a cavalry god. Hades is a god, not a goddess. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Poseidon is a cavalry god, and Aphrodite is an economy goddess. So it just doesn't normally... There's usually no reason for me to pick her. But she's got some good stuff. Curse is nice, and these Nemean Lions are really nice. So, not the choice I would have made, but it's certainly doing some heavy lifting this go-around. Let's see here... I did end up, I think I may have cut out the portion where I took down that fortress, but, I just used some catapults from down the rock hill. It was not hard, so you have to forgive me on that, I guess. I'm trying to use my catapults to take out any remaining lightning statues, because I do not want my entire army getting annihilated. I had to work really hard to replace those Nemean Lions with Cyclopses, so because I ran out of gold. So I'd rather not have to replace them with Cyclopses all over again. That's a slow and tedious process. I don't want to do it. This is a very... by the way, this level is just play the objective, so we just need to destroy the Wonder. So I'm kind of dragging this out. Even now when I've cut out so much, and I have cut out a lot of really boring stuff, I'm taking my time with it even now. So just... if you want to speed things up, just go straight for the throat. Anyway, as far as the Aztecs are concerned, I will try and do some sort of showcase for them on the... What would that be? Well, let's see. It's probably about 14 days from now, I think. So the 26th, probably when? I think that's the next Sunday. I'll try and have I'll probably do a daily and just showcase the Aztecs there. I'm gonna be interested to see how they play. We'll see. I'm a little bit nervous, mainly because I don't trust Xbox, and I am a little bit wary with what's happened with Demeter. But we'll see. I'm nervous but optimistic. I don't get that very often. Most of the time I'm just pessimistic because I have eyes and pattern recognition, and I see something and go, man, this is gonna suck, and then I'm usually right. But I'm hopeful, so we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and kill the Theocrat, because why not? Once you have an army of Nemean Lions, you really don't have to worry about that much in this level. There are certain enemy units the Greeks just don't have a great counter for. Nemean Lions are one of those units. They just, they don't have a ton of heroes, and they have a lot of people that get stun locked, so I don't know, I might have to focus that more from now on. The big problem is they're kind of expensive because they cost gold. Any myth unit that costs gold really has to be worth it for me to use it, because gold, although technically it's a renewable resource, it's a very slowly renewable resource. So I just don't favor it as much. But, the Nemean Lions, they do pack a punch. Let's go ahead and curse these guys because I can. Destroy this town center because I don't need them training villagers to rebuild the Wonder. Yeah, most of these levels have, like, if I could graph them out for you, there would be a very steep, sharp increase in difficulty right near the beginning of the level, and then it would kind of level off. So if you're familiar with a logarithmic, I don't know why I'm mentioning logarithms. You guys didn't take math, probably. If you did, if you took math and, like, a lot of advanced math in college, picture like a logarithmic slope. that's kind of like what the level looks like, and then there's a steep drop off towards the end. That's how most of these levels go, and this one's no exception. It's very difficult at the front end, very easy on the back end. Not a lot of work here at the end because I've got a pretty big army and they got nothing to stop me with, so it's not too bad. The next one might have a couple of hiccups, but I don't expect it to be too bad either. We'll be doing the AoMR level, trying to recover an Osiris piece, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's again, it might have a couple of hitches, but it's pretty straightforward. I am not looking forward to the Chiron one, but at least 2 out of the 3 next levels shouldn't be too terrible. Man, Chiron's level is probably my least favorite in the entire campaign, and that's saying something because there are some that really suck. But the next level shouldn't be that way. The next level should be pretty easy. So go ahead and stay tuned. Keep an ear out. I will try and have the next one out by Sunday. We'll see. It depends on my work schedule. But I'll try and have that out by Sunday, and then we'll go from there. So go ahead and just leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Pay attention. I think Alex has got some stuff he's been working on. So he's always putting out new videos. And I will see you guys next Sunday.